Alright, so I am a bit late to this video, but I will be showcasing my squads in ABX and ABL. So I guess we'll start off with ABX. Typically for ABX, I just run either Luna, White Fox, and I guess Misty. Yeah, this is who I run. For the following day, I should care about this day, but I genuinely don't. So it's just literally just this squad. I know if I build Hulk, be a better alternative, or Captain America, but I just ignore this day and just move on to ABL. This day Gambit's pretty fun. I've been learning his rotation, but if I didn't run Gambit, it'd probably just be Captain Marvel. Because I could get like 13 mil on her. But Gambit, it'd be this squad right here. This is the squad that I'd be running with Gambit. Captain Marvel, it's just her as the lead. White Fox. And Morgan Le Fay. This day, set and done. It's pretty simple. I guess Captain Marvel is a good alternative here, but I use Captain Marvel for ABL on this day. Now this is interesting because I would run. This is what I used to run. All right. But because I got Black Hat Uni, this is what I run now. If you don't have Morgan, Enchantress is a good alternative. I would recommend you get this uniform for Anniversary. It's not a seasonal one, so it's really good. And it, increases basic boss damage. I mean, boss type to like 40%, which is really great. As for supervillains. And this is, I'll show why she's also great coming up. But, yeah, I run this when I want to have fun, because I use Rogue, and Rogue's pretty good, and she still holds some value. But the meta obviously is Luna, Misty Knight, and White Fox. I ran this lineup. I know Hope is not meta now, kind of, unless you have Crescent seasonal. But I'm trying to learn Crescent's rotation and try to, build her for ABX ABL. I'm getting there. I'll have to learn her. But I used to run this instead. Yeah, this is what I used to run. But now I have this definitive roster. This is interesting because I would have Gwen. And this is what would be the typical, roster for this day. But apparently not for this round. So I would probably use something like this, because I don't have my Mystique built. And I know you could do it with Goblin too, but I don't have him built as well. Mystique would probably be better. But Black Swan, at least I get like 4 million, 6 million, I think. Yeah, as I was mentioning this, if you have Mysterio, 40%, but Enchantress is the good alternative. You can run Magneto. If you have the leader, have him. If you don't, that's like totally fine. He's, he's a premium. But, yeah, and if you don't have Magneto, I mean, he's outdated now, but you have, Doctor Strange. And if you have her, but once again, seasonal, Netmarble loves their seasonals, and it's pretty much what you could run. I guess the third character could be filler. But yeah. This day, Gambit. If not, just as I previously said, what I would run. This is interesting. If you have, another seasonal, then I guess you could run this, some sort of alternative. I know seasonal and a premium character, so not very much ideal. But if you have Beta Ray Bill, this is pretty much good. And if you have, Ronin, it's pretty much good support. And Phyla, unfortunately, another premium character, but I think you could attain him through the Guardian's Epic Quest. But yeah, if you don't have any of them, obviously Captain Marvel is the alternative. Satana, another seasonal. But yeah, it's just pretty much unfortunate that Netmarble really loves their seasonal skins. This day, Crescent, or Hope, some sort of deviation. But you could run Venom, She-Hulk. If you don't have this sort of lineup, or Black Panther, I don't know how meta he is anymore. You don't really see him being run. Or you could do Wolverine with like a rage or a destruction, maybe. Probably like a rage. This day, I run this lineup. Or if I really want to, just Magneto. Okay, but now we're done for ABX, I believe. Now I guess I'll move on to ABL. ABL, I run this lineup here. So this is probably what I'd be doing for this, Blast Day. Before it'd be Psylocke, but Gambit is just so much fun to play with. Psylocke, I had fun playing with her, but she's a season. Like, both of these characters are seasonals. So I guess he would need an alternative, which you could use Cable for. You got two premium characters here, which is very unfortunate. So you could probably run, like Cyclops. Yeah, I don't know who would be the other support, but if you have Polaris, it'd be, I guess you could swap them in. This day, Luna, very obvious. She's still meta. I don't know how Netmarble will go about changing this day. I know they introduced Black Widow and Gamora. I guess Gamora could be the alternative, and you just have like a Shuri, or you could just have like an Echo. Yeah, this day I just don't really. I just would run maybe like Star-Lord. This is probably the lineup that I'd probably run. I don't have Yondu, so if you do have Yondu, he'd be a great support with his seasonal. I'll probably be getting it. But yeah. Also keep in mind, if you have any of these two characters, tier 4, just apply someone with a striker who has, the snare ability, and they'll be fine. Because if you do, then you could probably run something like this. I guess Thor's filler. This day, probably either Gambit or Captain Marvel. Gambit as its previous team that I illustrated. Captain Marvel would be lead. And then I would have White Fox and Morgan. Okay, well, I would have Morgan Le Fay, Captain Marvel here, obviously. This day for the X-Men, Psylocke, Dazzler. This day is the least fun days I've ever played for ABX, ABL. Like, I just genuinely don't have fun playing any of these characters because Loki's annoying to play. Like, Loki is genuinely so annoying. I don't even bother playing. I'm sufficient. I'm like so. If I get 2 million on this day, I'm happy. All right, if I don't get 2 million, I could care less. But it's whatever. Or yeah, like I guess this is the lineup you run, or Hela. Yeah, the alternative. Now for this day, I use Ghost Rider seasonal. This is what I run. If you don't have Ronin, yeah, but Ronin is a good support for Universals. I recommend just getting, I'll probably make a video illustrating this to you guys. This day, Venom, Taskmaster, he might get a uni for Thunderbolts. And yeah, I guess just run, Agent Venom here. This day, just, Luna, obviously, Meta, Misty. This day, Magneto, or you could swap into Doctor Strange, you know, leader. But Doctor Strange is just like the free to play alternative here. This day, Gambit or, Captain Marvel for me. Captain Marvel all the way on this day. Yeah. I know some will, say Wanda, but my Wanda doesn't do better than Captain Marvel does. Captain Marvel gets me like 8 mil. Wanda, 6 mil if I'm lucky. Yeah, Captain Marvel's still here for me. Crescent, I guess you could see how she is. I don't have her, but obviously you have Luna here. This day I use Apocalypse. And I have these two as my support for some reason. All allies. He's not a weapons master, but Red Hawk gives you this too, which I guess for a mid uniform, I guess it's cool. APOC surprisingly gets me like 2 million for like a multiplayer build. I just don't really have it in me to tier for him because I see no alternative purpose. I have his 5-star already. I don't know if I will want to. I guess we're back to this day, which obviously I said Gambit or Psylocke. But yeah, I guess this is who I run. Yeah, I don't know what else to illustrate here. Maybe I'll make a dedicated Excel sheet or like Google Sheets with their images and who I run. But this is my roster, so yeah.